best in the ring, I prepare myself to be the ringmaster.
With every fall, I fly higher.
If everyone thinks you can't do it, then you must do it.
Because to defy limits, you need to push them.
कभी आपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स में इन्वेस्ट करने के बारे में सोचा है? चलिए समझ लीजिए म्यूचुअल फंड्स नहीं, लेटेस्ट स्मार्टफोन्स होते तो आप सिर्फ सोचते ही नहीं, you'd break the internet looking for info. इसके लिए जब आप इतना सोच सकते हैं तो अपने पैसों को स्मार्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट्स पे लगाने के लिए क्यों नहीं? म्यूचुअल फंड्स के बारे में थोड़ा सोचिए, जांचिए, परखिए और फर्क देखिए. आप थोड़ा करोगे, बहुत आगे बढ़ोगे.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
Welcome back to our Classico special here at the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, live in Delhi in the fan park where it's been going absolutely crazy. People are just starting to get ready ahead of the kickoff, and we've asked you a couple of questions earlier on. There's one trivia question for you, and I asked Lewis this earlier on. 5 players who've won titles for both Barcelona and Real Madrid in La Liga.
I'm still missing one. Still missing one.
Give us the first 4.
Luis Enrique, Luis Figo, my idol when I was a kid, like Michael Laudrup, and Schuster.
Of course, the German who managed Real Madrid,
yeah,
of course.
And there is one missing that I can't remember.
There is one missing, and I think it's probably time to get that last one up. Albert Celades.
Oh, Celades, he's a mate of myself.
Oh, he's going to be absolutely horrified.
Yeah.
Do not bring that one up with him. So yes, those are the 5 players who have won titles for both Barcelona and Real Madrid. So there's your answer right there.
Celades,
disappointing,
right.
Luis.
Yeah,
disappointing.
I know.
He was he is one of your friends. So he played for Zaragoza as well, of course. Right. No Classico is complete before we talk about the debate. The ultimate debate, who is better, Lionel Messi versus Cristiano Ronaldo. We've got a lot of statistics that keep coming out every year. 2 incredible players from your point of view, Dave.
Yes, they are. I mean, right now they are top form. Cristiano Ronaldo, he had a maybe not very good start of the season, but he's flying once again. He got fit, he's scoring every game. Hat-tricks is easy for him. It's like scoring easy goals for him. And he's in a top form for today. And today is going to be looking forward for the game.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, 8 goals in 4 games, as you're saying, hat-tricks all over the place. Lionel Messi's got 5 and 5 as well. He keeps scoring, but actually, Lionel Messi hasn't scored in 5 Clásicos, so he's perhaps not got as good a run of form as Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, but it's Messi. I mean, he's probably the best player in the world. It will have a debate which one of these 2 it will be. For me, Lionel is fantastic, and today I can tell you he's going to be the key player.
Well, if we have a quick look at those goals, they both really enjoy tucking into goals away from home. They're loving life on the road, those guys. And I think we'd expect more goals, perhaps, tonight.
Yeah, why not? I mean, Cristiano is gonna looking for it because he knows he's not bailing to the team, so he knows the responsibility is got today on the team. So we'll see what's gonna happen because it's gonna be an exciting game.
Right, well, let's talk a little bit more about the fans who, let's say, have made the last hour for the last, hour, giving us incredible atmosphere throughout. But let's head out to Shrey, who's gonna, I think, put an end to the debate forever. Who's better, Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo? Over to you, Shrey.
Yes, it is the longest ongoing debate in football. Messi is better or Ronaldo? We're going to sort it out for you guys. We have some Messi fans and Ronaldo fans. What makes Messi better than Ronaldo?
He can play in any position, has the highest number of goals and assists in El Clasico, and the highest number of hat-tricks too. So he's definitely better.
What makes Ronaldo better than Messi?
Let me correct him first. Ronaldo has more hat-tricks than Messi, so that's a point. So what?
What was the last time Messi scored in an El Clasico, dude?
I think it's gonna get slightly heated here. It's gonna get okay. I'm gonna sort it out. Back to you, Mark. I think it's gonna get really heated.
Well, I'm not sure exactly that puts an end to all of the debate. but I'm sure I'll be one of the two players who will be involved in some of the key moments in what really promises to be an absolute firecracker of a match, Luis.
That's what we are. I think the people are excited. We are excited. We can't wait to start of this game. And let's see, because to be honest, it's difficult to make a call for this game.
Well, I will be asking for your call at some point, and then I'll be going back to it and saying to you, Luis, you called it absolutely wrong. And we are moments away from the kick-off. And can I get your thoughts right now? Who are you seeing as the dominant team?
I think it's very important for Barcelona to win this game. They cannot lose this match, because if not, the gap is going to be too big with Real Madrid. Real Madrid has got 6 points, so they can go into the game with confidence. I see Barcelona pressing a lot and getting this game.
Yeah, that's true. And quick word, though, about James Rodriguez. You don't pay $80 million for a guy not to feature in the biggest match of the year.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, he hasn't been involved in too many games this season. Probably Zinedine Zidane has got the answer, but it's difficult to understand because he's done well when he's been on the pitch.
Well, you were just mentioning how important it is for Barcelona to win this game, and if we have a quick look at the league table, you'll see exactly why they can't afford to slip up against Real Madrid tonight. 6 points the difference. It's a classic, as we like to call it, a classic six-pointer. If Barcelona lose, they're 9 points behind, and we know what that impact will be psychologically. But if they win, they're right up and back in it.
Yeah, they will be back on the race. I mean, I'm not sure if after this game, even Barcelona losing, they will be out of the race. But definitely, it's going to be a lot easier for Real Madrid to keep going on this. They are good, they are confident, so Barcelona needs today to win the game.
But Luis, if we compare it to last year, when it could have been Barcelona taking a 13-point lead at the top, but actually it was the start of an awful... They sort of limped over the line in La Liga after that loss this time last year.
That's why I'm saying, even today, not losing the game, even today, Real Madrid not losing the game, they're going to continue there. Barcelona needs to do it. Even 9 points, they can continue to do it. Both of them are going to drop points during the league.
Very true, Luis, but still, Barcelona's form up until now, you watched the Real Sociedad game, that was incredible. I mean, when's the last time you've heard Piqué and Luis Enrique saying it was a point gained in some respects?
Not many times,
totally
I have to tell you, not many times. We have to give also credit to Real Sociedad. They play an amazing game. This player, Carlos Vela, fantastic, Xavi Prieto, all of them did a great job up front. We have to say, it wasn't the best game of Barcelona, so this can happen.
And it's actually very rare to see someone like Piqué making those sort of mistakes. And when we're talking thoroughly outplayed, it just seems like this new tactic of getting the ball as quickly as possible to the front three, MSN, Messi, Suarez, Neymar, is perhaps can be found out at times.
Yeah, of course. We realized that Luis Enrique had two of them, two plans. One when you can keep the ball, and the other one to play counter-attack. In this occasion, maybe trying to keep the ball a little bit more, it will have been better for them.
And do you think that that's something, though, that Real Madrid, that Zinedine Zidane will look to really have an impact by bringing in someone like Isco rather than Casemiro, just putting that pressure right in the midfield?
Definitely, they've done it in the last couple of games. They try to keep a bit more the ball. Isco definitely is a player who likes to play with the ball, doesn't lose the ball that easy. You got Kovacic, you got Modric. 3 players who can keep the ball. I think that's what they were trying to do today.
Just quickly, Gareth Bale, Toni Kroos missing for Real Madrid. Is that a huge blow?
Yeah, it's a blow, of course. Much more Gareth Bale, because in the middle you have a fantastic player. Batker is a good player, but definitely Gareth Bale, as Zidane has said, if he's ready, he's going to play. Today is going to be a blow for Real Madrid.
Yeah, the complete player in many respects, Toni Kroos.
Yeah, it is. He's a fantastic player. Today missing it on the right side is not very good for Real Madrid.
And Sergio Busquets, though, being used as well, or hit the opposite a little less as well.
Yeah, I mean, Sergio Busquets plays everything. We have to give him a bit of rest, because when he's been on the game, he's been fantastic. But the last few games, he haven't been involved into the game, and he needs to have the ball on his feet. He's the one who have to move the team.
Well, brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Luis. We'll have more from you during the game, of course. The anticipation is building. We are moments away from a kick-off, and the fans here are very, very excited. There's over 10,000 of them at the Jawaharlal Nehru Fan Park here in Delhi. But we'll be right back after the break. See you in just a bit. Stay with us.
Godrej Air Twist Gel consistently gives out the same amount of fragrance from day one Today 60. It's just a clever piece of gel technology. Godrej Air Twist Gel. Consistent and spill-proof too. Godrej Air Home and Car Fragrances.
60-day fragrance of gel now in Air Click. Just insert and click.
क्या आपने जीरो सैलरी लाइफ के लिए प्लान किया है? मतलब रिटायरमेंट? नहीं ना? मान लीजिए रिटायरमेंट प्लानिंग वो चंद दिनों की छुट्टी होती दोस्तों के साथ, जिसके लिए आप ओवर टाइम करते, सैटरडे संडे, सस्ते होटल की रिसर्च, डॉलर्स। आप एक मामूली वेकेशन के लिए इतना सोच सकते हैं, पर अपने रिटायरमेंट के जीरो सैलरी लाइफ को प्लान करने के लिए कुछ नहीं। आप थोड़ा करोगे, बहुत आगे बढ़ोगे।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
When my opponents act like lions in the ring, I prepare myself to be the ringmaster.
With every fall, I fly higher.
If everyone thinks you can't do it, then you must do it.
Because to defy limits, you need to push them.
कहाँ जाना भाई?
एग्जाम है।
मुझे लगा रंगारंग प्रोग्राम है।
इसी का एग्जाम है।
किताब वाली पढ़ाई नहीं की?
लिटरेचर पढ़ रहा था, फिर मूड बदला तो कोर्स ही बदल दिया। फिर 2 साल फिलोसॉफी पढ़ी,
उसके बाद
फिर मूड बदल गया।
तेरी इससे पहले कि उम्र बदल जाए, एक कोर्स पे टिक जा, लंबा जाएगा।
मतलब
जैसे ये ईगल लोगो वाले टीवीएस टायर्स, बुरा वक्त हो या सही, अच्छी सड़क हो या नहीं, टिके रहते हैं। एक बात याद रखना, करियर हो तो टीवीएस टायर जैसा टोटली टिकाऊ।
Watch award-winning short films on Sony Live app. Download now.
क्या आपने जीरो सैलरी लाइफ के लिए प्लान किया है? मतलब रिटायरमेंट? नहीं ना? मान लीजिए रिटायरमेंट प्लानिंग वो चंद दिनों की छुट्टी होती दोस्तों के साथ, जिसके लिए आप ओवर टाइम करते, सैटरडे संडे, दुर्गा पूजो, सस्ते होटल की रिसर्च, डॉलर्स, इंटरनेशनल रोमिंग। आप एक मामूली वेकेशन के लिए इतना सोच सकते हैं, पर अपने रिटायरमेंट के जीरो सैलरी लाइफ को प्लान करने के लिए कुछ नहीं। म्यूचुअल फंड्स के जरिए अपना रिटायरमेंट प्लान कीजिए, दिन पर दिन बढ़ती महंगाई से डील कीजिए और अपने गोल्डन ईयर्स में भी मन चाहे एक्सोटिक वेकेशंस के मजे उठाइए। जांचिए, परखिए और फर्क देखिए। आप थोड़ा करोगे, बहुत आगे बढ़ोगे।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
कहाँ जाना भाई?
इंटरव्यू है।
चल आजा। पहला जॉब है?
नहीं, चौथा।
तेरी पहला क्यों छोड़ दिया?
मजा नहीं आया।
और दूसरा?
जॉब कम, सजा ज्यादा थी।
तेरी ये सजा और मजा का चक्कर छोड़, कोई टिकाऊ वाला जॉब पकड़ ले।
मतलब
जैसे ये ईगल लोगो वाले टीवीएस टायर्स, बुरा वक्त हो या सही, अच्छी सड़क हो या नहीं, टिके रहते हैं। बस एक बात याद रखना, जॉब हो तो टीवीएस टायर जैसा टोटली टिकाऊ।
Godrej Air Twist Gel consistently gives out the same amount of fragrance from day 1 to day 60. It's just a clever piece of gel technology. Godrej Air Twist Gel. Consistent and spill-proof too. Godrej Air Home and Car Fragrances.
60-day fragrance of gel now in Air Click. Just insert and click.
When my opponents act like lions in the ring, I prepare myself to be the ringmaster.
With every fall, I fly higher.
If everyone thinks you can't do it, then you must do it.
Because to defy limits, you need to push them.
Watch award-winning short films on Sony Live app. Download now.
कहाँ चले भाई?
किराए का घर देखने।
हम तो लड़कियां देखने जाते हैं। पिछला फ्लैट अच्छा नहीं था?
अच्छा था पर रेंट बदल गया।
उत्तरी। और उससे पहले वाला?
रेंट अच्छा था पर मकान मालिक बदल गया।
उत्तरी। और तू कब बदलेगा?
मतलब
इससे पहले कि ये भी बदल जाए, खुद का घर ले लो, टिक जा।
मतलब
जैसे ये ईगल लोगो वाले टीवीएस टायर्स, बुरा वक्त हो या सही, अच्छी सड़क हो या नहीं, टिके रहते हैं। घर हो तो टीवीएस टायर जैसा टोटली टिकाऊ।
When my opponents act like lions in the ring, I prepare myself to be the ringmaster.
With every fall, I fly higher.
If everyone thinks you can't do it, then you must do it.
Because to defy limits, you need to push them.
क्या आपने जीरो सैलरी लाइफ के लिए प्लान किया है? मतलब रिटायरमेंट? नहीं ना? मान लीजिए रिटायरमेंट प्लानिंग वो चंद दिनों की छुट्टी होती दोस्तों के साथ, जिसके लिए आप ओवर टाइम करते, सैटरडे संडे, सस्ते होटल की रिसर्च, डॉलर्स। आप एक मामूली वेकेशन के लिए इतना सोच सकते हैं, पर अपने रिटायरमेंट के जीरो सैलरी लाइफ को प्लान करने के लिए कुछ नहीं। आप थोड़ा करोगे, बहुत आगे बढ़ोगे।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
Godrej Air Twist Gel consistently gives out the same amount of fragrance from day 1 to day 60. It's just a clever piece of gel technology. Godrej Air Twist Gel. Consistent and spill-proof too. Godrej Air Home and Car Fragrances.
60-day fragrance of gel now in AirClick. Just insert and click.
Hello and welcome to the Camp Nou, where the eyes of the footballing world are focused in for the first Clásico of the season. First against second in La Liga, the biggest game in the world and a season-defining contest potentially. Barcelona host Real Madrid this afternoon. They trailed them by 6 points in the table and they can ill afford to go 9 points down. Victors last year on their visit to Spain's second city, Madrid are on an unbeaten run of 32 games and will be looking to strike a huge blow to their eternal rivals. I'm Duncan Bishop, joined for this Clásico by Paul Giblin. Paul, a massive game, the most eagerly anticipated in quite some time. Neither side, though, performing particularly well as of late.
Yeah, well, Barcelona certainly are nowhere near up to par. 2 draws in the league, obviously at home to Malaga, but maybe they're a bit unlucky not to win. And last week against Real Sociedad, where they were very lucky to draw. And then in the cup, well, everyone thought, well, they're going to play Hércules from Alicante, third-tier team. Obviously, it wasn't a regular side, lots of B-teamers, but only 1-1 in that. So Barca below the best. Madrid, we saw them last week squeeze past Sporting Gijón. They've put in some disappointing displays, I think. But one thing I think we have to say is when they've had big games, such as the trip to the Calderón, the game against Borussia Dortmund, that is when they have performed at their best. So Madrid, not really at the best, but they seem to have shown the capacity to do so at the right time. The thing is today, will Barca be able to up the game?
Here is the Barca lineup. Ter Stegen starts in goal. Jordi Alba, Mascherano, Gerard Piqué and Sergio Roberto are in at the back. It's a 3-man midfield. Andres Iniesta doesn't come back in. Andre Gomez instead starts. Sergio Busquets and Ivan Rakitic accompany him. Up top, Neymar, Suarez and Messi. Perhaps just a little bit too early to bring Andres Iniesta back in from injury.
Well, that's the thing. I think everybody was saying Iniesta's back after injury, we'll have him in. Unfortunately for Barca, he was suspended and couldn't play in the cup game in midweek. So would you risk somebody starting when they've been out of action for nearly 2 months? I think it's probably wise from Luis Enrique.
Well, Real Madrid do bring back a couple of players from injury. Keylor Navas starts in goal. It's Rafael Varane who starts alongside Sergio Ramos, with Marcelo and Carvajal either side. Varane returning after a little injury. Isco, Kovacic and Modric occupy the midfield. Up top, Benzema, Ronaldo and Lucas Vazquez. Before the game, we're going to have a minute's silence.
Well, a minute's silence there for obviously the accident in Colombia, terrible air accident with the Chapecoense side this week.
Well, respectfully observed by almost a full house tonight at the Camp Nou. The eyes of the world on the stadium. It's La Liga's biggest fixture, and we're expecting a good game today between two sides who have played out some very entertaining Clásicos in the past, some very tense ones as well. This one coming early on in the season.
Yeah, they tend to be about November, December time, the first one, don't they? I mean, you know, let's have a look at some of the numbers. They're talking about a worldwide audience, about 650 million people. Played at a reasonably early time to allow fans in Asia the chance to really enjoy the atmosphere of a classic. I know that in places as China, India, there were lots of people watching on big screens. The league's taken football, their ambassadors, former players, for example, to places such as South Africa. I think there's people in Shanghai, Beijing, all over the place. It is becoming a global event.
Well, it's a second Clásico for Zinedine Zidane. Luis Enrique has a little bit more experience of these games as a coach. These two faced one another in Clásicos as players. They had a bit of a set-to in Zidane's final season.
He had a few set-tos in his final season, Zidane, didn't he? Luis Enrique never played to pull out of a bit of conflict either. We didn't really have a chance to talk about the Barca 11, obviously, the Real Madrid 11, because of the minute silence for Chapecoense. Yeah, obviously Varane in for Pepe. Pepe's also had a few injury problems. Lucas Vázquez is obviously a shoe-in after Gareth Bale's knee operation. If he's watching, we hope he gets better quickly. Although they're saying it might well be April before Gareth Bale's fit to play again. And Isco's got the nod once again. Casemiro's also fit after injury, but he just played in the Cup against Cultural Leon. So once again, I think after being out for 2 months, you need people like Kovacic, who have been playing pretty well lately as well too.
Well, this Clásico is underway. It's Football Club Barcelona going from left to right in a Blaugrana strip. Madrid in the all-white, and it's Rakitic on the ball. It's won away by Real Madrid, who have tended to start these Clásicos off strongly. Here's Messi on the ball. Challenge is flying in, and Sergio Ramos with his first tasty challenge on Messi. Referee deems it a fair one. Messi captaining the side today.
Yeah, that's a long look at Sergio Ramos. That's a good challenge from well known. This time he's given the free kick as Klos Gomez. 2-1 show. There's been over pressure placed on Klos by a certain sector of the press in the run-up to this game. Real Madrid, apparently he's not a popular choice for Real Madrid. Don't know why. He's actually no referee has given Real Madrid more penalties at currently acting. So we'll see. But it's not particularly nice when the press try and sort of put pressure on a referee prior to a game.
Well, he is a referee who's given more fouls against Barca and Madrid rather than their opponents. He's going to play this one down the line. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo. First touches of the ball for him. He goes down. Benzema's waiting in the middle. Lucas Vázquez down in the box. Penalty appeal waved away.
As if on cue, isn't it? We're talking about the referee, and there he is waving Lucas Vázquez to get up. Obviously, he's right down their pitch side. We'll get the benefit of a replay, I suspect, in a moment or two. He won't.
Well, Barca coming into this game off a poor run of results. In particular, the draw last weekend against Real Sociedad, which Luis Enrique said was an absolute miracle. He thought Real Sociedad should have won that game.
Looks as if he might be going down before the contact, but I have to tell you, it's a bit of a risky challenge for Mascherano. And they'll be looking maybe to exploit El Jefecito's lack of pace in this game.
Modric plays the ball across. No Toni Kroos today for Real Madrid. Another long-term injury.
But he's been out for a while. He's broken bone in his foot. He's actually started training with the squad again, so he's got back to action perhaps quicker than expected, the German.
Was with Kovacic, the replacement for Toni Kroos. I've been talk of maybe Casemiro coming in, but Kovacic has had more frequent outings in the last couple of games.
Well, when they're all fit, it will be very interesting to see who plays in the big games. Will it be Kovacic? Will it be Casemiro? Or what about Isco? Obviously, Isco did... The last big game for Real Madrid, obviously, was the fortnight ago in the Vicente Calderón, where they were far superior to Atletico Madrid, and Isco was, for me, man of the match. Even though Ronaldo scored the hat-trick, I thought Isco was outstanding in that game.
Here's Mascherano on the ball for Barcelona. Plays the pass to Piqué, whose return to action has been very welcome indeed for Football Club Barcelona. They struggled without him early on in the season.
He was the best player in San Sebastian last week, and he played most of the game with a heavy strapping over his ankle. There were quite a few nervous people, I think, in the Barcelona camp when Piqué really looked to be struggling at times, but he was still the best player in Donostia.
Piqué saying after that game, if they played like they did in San Sebastian, then they would not be winning the league. Later clarified those words. He said after a shower and a bit of a rethink, he thinks that this game is so important if they manage to win the Clásico.
Well, I tell you what, I've seen them given. I have seen them given. Mascherano's not got the ball. Good movement there, good pace from Vázquez, who won a penalty last week against Sporting very, very early in the game as well. Bad challenge he drew, but I think maybe Klaus Gomez, if you've seen TV replays, you'll also see that Lucas was possibly going down before there was any contact, and maybe that just plays on a referee's mind if they're not 100% clear.
Real Madrid not impressive against Sporting last weekend. They had been in the Madrid derby, but both sides looking out of sorts. That's allowed Sevilla to move up to third, level on points with Barca coming into this game.
Except Sevilla have already blown their chance. They played in the early kick-off today. They would have moved to win 3 points of Real Madrid had they won away to Granada, who are bottom of the table, or were bottom of the table, without a win in their first 13 games. So what happens? Sevilla blew it 2-0 or 2-1. They lost to Granada. Great chance to really pressure the top of the table, but it's gone begging.
Here's Neymar. Works his way through the middle. He's got an option on the left-hand side. Jordi Alba flicks one through. Messi heads it on. Offside flag stayed down against Neymar, and it's ushered out by Dani Carvajal. Neymar has quite the history against Real Madrid. Their stories intertwined.
There's lots of stories that Real Madrid were very interested in signing him before he went to Barcelona, and even before his new contract. They were trying to make the right noises. We've got a helicopter today, you might have guessed. I presume it's a helicopter, it might just be a drone.
Well, Neymar looks to be okay to continue. He's been run off the pitch by Dani Carvajal. Keylor Navas sends one long. Something of a diminished role in the Clásicos for Ronaldo and Messi. They're two of the three top scorers in these fixtures. Messi the top scorer, Ronaldo the third, Di Stefano in between.
Carvajal catching Neymar. Carvajal, I'll tell you what, he's not a player who normally holds back on his challenge, but I think that was accidental. And interesting that obviously it's a big game for Messi and Ronaldo. Still the debate about the Ballon d'Or. Some people think Ronaldo is probably favourite, but we shall see. And obviously a big performance today from one of the two might just win them a few vital votes.
That was Ramos sending the ball into touch. Here is Messi. Back to Sergio Roberto. It's been a revelation at right back in the last season and a bit.
Just got off the boil a bit. Another one who's just gone off the boil perhaps recently, perhaps because he hasn't played as many games in a row before as he has now.
Here's Messi. Squares up to Ronaldo. Rakitic. Well, it's a bit different to the game last weekend against Real Sociedad. Barcelona in possession and managing to push up outside their own half. They were pegged back by La Real last weekend.
I think that's one of the things about last weekend is Busquets was utterly isolated in the middle of the park. Real Sociedad getting their pressure high up the field, getting it right, and just not allowing Busquets space. Didn't get any support from his teammates either. Rakitic went a bit missing in action, and André Gomes hasn't yet produced the form that we saw from him at Valencia. Although saying that, when he was at Valencia, he did tend to produce good games against Real Madrid, so it's the big stage.
A player who apparently Real Madrid interested in signing. Barcelona sneaking in and doing the deal.
Another player controlled by Jorge Mendes. Very much watch the space, I think, on Jorge Mendes, looking at recent stories that come out in the press today.
Ball play through. Suarez leaves it for Messi. Here's Neymar. Neymar slips up at the most inopportune time. He does recover. It's sent back across. An appeal for handball is not given. Sergio Roberto looks around bemused.
I don't think it was. My first instinct is that it was chest.
The first scramble we've seen inside the box.
I think it is chest.
Corner's going to be sent in by Neymar. Varane makes the block. Coming up to 10 minutes played, a cagey start from both sides. Barcelona just easing into their own pace, their own rhythm, which is to keep the ball. Madrid won't be too worried by that.
No, they've got to say I think their style will. I think you see there's no question of that being a penalty.
Busquets, Isco right on him. Isco nearly winning the ball back, but ended up with a messy goal.
No, in fact, that it wasn't just that. They didn't really drop back to help the midfield very much. Something Messi normally does. That Ter Stegen didn't have a lot of options, and Madrid forcing the throw-in.
It's Benzema. How to play it across. It's sliding interception from Busquets. Madrid right back at it. Marcelo. His cross catches a deflection. That's going to bounce out for the first Real Madrid corner.
And Madrid will be, as always, be dangerous some set pieces. Obviously got Ronaldo, but Ramos, Varane, good delivery as well. Benzema in there, and Barcelona obviously with Mascherano. You always think they're just that little bit vulnerable. Maybe there Andre Gomes is useful as well. He'll just give that little bit of height that Iniesta doesn't give you in defending set pieces. I don't know if I'd want Rakitic defending against Cristiano.
A mistake from him on a corner. Ball sent across. Shot is set up. Busquets will try and take this away. There was a Clásico here in which Barca had a corner. It was given away by Rakitic. His very first Clásico. Madrid scoring. Ball played across. Here's Suarez, takes a quick look up, belts the ball out. That might be a yellow card for Luis Suarez.
Offside.
Well, he hit the ball very much after the fact, and having checked with the linesman that he was offside.
That's good. Look at the way Marcelo made sure that he just went down along the line. It's a correct decision.
Luis Suarez playing with fire. Sent long by Keylor Navas. We are expecting goals in this one. Haven't had a goalless Clásico since 2002. We shan't count that Copa del Rey final in 2010. We did see a goal in that right at the end from Ronaldo in extra time. Neymar goes down. Isco says it was a clear dive.
You see, he puts his arm out, doesn't he?
And it's going to be a yellow card for Isco as Jordi Alba pushing away from a player who was complaining.
To be fair, when you see it from that, he looks as if he does very little. It's going to hit Rakitic. It's the corner that Ronaldo appeals for. Quite interesting to see PK also seems to appeal in that one. Well, it hits his arm, doesn't it? Whether or not it's one of those that you call accidental, it's up to Los Gomez's discretion. I'm sure we'll see it analysed about 20,000 times in Spain.
Well, Ter Stegen comes storming out of the box in order to take the ball away from Benzema, who was lurking.
Yeah, once again a little careless back pass, but Stegen very, very alert there.
Well, he's normally waiting there or thereabouts on the edge of his area.
Has been exploited that a couple of times. Remember Mikel San Jose beating him in the 2015 Super Cup.
Well, Roma fans as well will be familiar with Ter Stegen coming off his line. Marcelo has the ball under control. Benzema. He's right up there with him. Benzema appealing for a foul, not given. That's a reckless challenge from Modric. He's just told to calm it down. No card produced. It could very easily have been a booking.
I think Luis Enrique believes it should have been a booking. Just gets a toe on the ball, which might have saved him from a yellow card. Otherwise, I would say it's a nailed-on booking. It slid in from behind. Could have done damage, but I say just gets a touch on the ball, which might have swayed the referee's decision. He's trying to put the bar quite high, Klos Gomez.
Messi tries to wriggle his way through. Messi appealing for a handball, which wasn't given. Ronaldo on the attack. Has that option of Marcelo on the left, which he uses. Ronaldo breaks into a sprint going into the middle. It's Piqué who heads clear, with Benzema the target.
The problem with letting a little... It is difficult to judge it. You either give everything, in which case maybe you run the risk of ruining the game, or you'll put the bar quite high, in which case you do perhaps have a slight risk of it bubbling over. So you've just got to get the balance right as a referee.
Played into the box. Glancing header on it from Cristiano Ronaldo. It will count as a shot, but it was no danger to Ter Stegen.
Obviously, a story about possible accusations in the press about massive scale tax avoidance by Ronaldo, which just happens to have come out today, won't have made him more popular in this ground, especially because obviously Leo Messi and several Barcelona players have been put through the ringer by the tax authorities. Correctly so, it has to be said by all accounts.
And Busquets plays to Ivan Rakitic. It's taken on by Messi. Neymar on the left. Neymar slips up again. Well, we've seen this a few times from Neymar Gibbs. He's usually the first to change his studs very early if he feels the surface requires it. Player who needs to feel 100% comfortable. He slipped up twice now.
Yeah, you know, which is just in 60 minutes. I mean, it hasn't rained here, obviously, today. The pitch got a good water in before, and just looks a little bit slippery on top. The question is, will it just dry out a wee bit on top in the next few minutes to allow him to continue as he is?
Here's Mascherano. Andre Gomes. Rakitic. Inside to Messi. As he tries to dance his way through, he's fouled by Modric. This time, foul given.
Not so sure about that one, but we'll have another look. Seeing more of Messi than Ronaldo, aren't we? We've just seen that little header from Cristiano, not much else.
Yet to see Messi break through the middle. Look as if there's contact on the left leg there. On the right, maybe it's Modric just left the foot in. Our first chance to see most likely Leo Messi taking a free kick from this kind of distance. Similar position to where he scored for Argentina a couple of weeks ago, a belting free kick, 28 metres out, nice distance. Yeah. He'll be the favourite to take this ahead of Neymar.
I think if I was a betting man, I would be putting a few. He would be my favourite, yes, very much so. Set up for a left-footed player, isn't it? Someone says Messi is indeed the complete player. He's got blonde hair, dark hair and a ginger beard.
Free kick is from Leo Messi, but it's straight into the hands of Keylor Navas. Tried to curl it inside that right post.
Well, it's on target, but it's never going to test the keeper, is it?
Clipped over by Rafa Varane. Here's Messi. Jordi Alba. Or should Iniesta play off the bench today, he would become the player with the most Clásico appearances in history. That honour frequently interchanged between Xavi and Iker Casillas over the years. Well, I think we maybe saw this better on the close-up, but
to be fair, it looks like Sabutio, that, doesn't it, really?
Well, it's Madrid who are looking for a flick on here. Mascherano gets the ball out of play.
Well, quite interesting so far. Barca trying to control the ball, not looking quite their usual fluid selves. I think that's fair to say. Madrid, I would say, reasonably comfortable and not looking particularly frustrated either.
Modric plays to Carvajal. An option on the right in the form of Lucas Vázquez. Benzema's calling for it. Wasn't spotted by Modric, who plays it around the back of Jordi Alba. Carvajal has a chance to get a cross in here. Might have come off Carvajal's arm, might even have gone out of play.
I think it bounces on his arm, which is accidental. The question is whether it went out of play or not.
Neymar gets past Isco, but he can't get past Varane.
Read it quite well there, Rafael Varane. Not fancy Neymar didn't quite fancy that one for logical reasons.
Neymar will try and chase this one down. He's got Suarez in the middle, tries to bring it across first time. Luis Suarez on the ball, his shot is blocked. Varane once again well positioned.
Yeah, did well there, Neymar, and Suarez maybe just took a fraction too long. It was just behind him.
A big call from Zidane bringing in Varane. So far, one that's paid off.
She goes off, just flicks off Ramos first. But good covering by both defenders.
Messi has Suarez there in an offside position. Suarez has to get back on. Messi can't get past Sergio Ramos. That has been frequent in the Clásico, clashes between the two.
Just left the knee in there, Ramos, a fraction, didn't he, I thought?
Received a red card in one game for a cynical challenge on Messi around about 5 years ago.
He is the record holder for red cards, Sergio Ramos, so...
Here's Modric. Kovacic.
You know, we talk about the result, you know, a win would put Madrid 9 clear. Obviously a draw, to be honest, isn't a bad result for them either.
Here's Vázquez. Tries for the cutback to the back post. Benzema hits it on the volley. And it clatters into Mascherano. Another one put in, looking for Ronaldo. Now Modric. Isco. Lays it off to Vázquez. It's Marcelo who's slipped. Once again, the pitch looking slightly slippery. And Ramos was tangling with Luis Suarez, who takes the timeout to argue the decision with the referee. Rakitic tried to put one across to Neymar. It's going to be collected.
I think the referee's done very well there to try and give the advantage, but I'd like to think that he will consider booking Sergio Ramos for this.
A bit of a piggyback from the Spanish international.
So, yeah, the referee sees that maybe Suarez has gone away from that and has the option of not lofting it to Neymar, which is why he's tried to let the play flow, but he wants to go, will he consider booking Ramos when the play stops, because Ramos isn't playing the ball.
Here's Ronaldo.
Andre Gomes is playing very deep, isn't he, for Barca? The number 21. I've seen him several times dropping back almost as a third central defender.
Isco for Real Madrid. Lays that off to Benzema. Playing very wide. Gives it to Marcelo. Marcelo chips it across, looking for Ronaldo.
Does that so well, Marcelo, get forward under pressure.
Ronaldo being kept in check by Mascherano so far.
A few little warnings for Barcelona, though. Madrid, when they've opened it up, have produced a couple of dangerous passes, both from the left.
Long from Navas. Bit of a shove from Benzema from Piqué to Benzema.
Took too long there, Piqué.
Well, if the referee spots that...
If he sees that, that's a penalty, isn't it?
Mascherano, a player who should really know better. He's been playing in defence for long enough. Possession just slightly in Barca's favour. Real Sociedad beat them for possession last weekend.
The only team who'd done that previously was probably Rayo, wasn't it? Rayo Vallecano, I think, was the first team who beat them for possession in about 8 years. A couple of seasons
they
ago.
eventually lost that game.
6-0 or something.
Suarez. Dallied over that, but has won the corner from the far side. Coming up to 25 minutes played. Barcelona 0, Real Madrid 0. The first Clásico of the season. Match day 14 of the La Liga campaign. Gerard Piqué strolls forward. He's going to be the target man, undoubtedly, for Barca.
He is the main danger, isn't he? Although we've got Andre Gomes as well. Benzema back.
Overhead kick from Modric, and with Benzema back, nobody to get onto that but Sergio Roberto. And Suarez will try and keep this in. Threw himself at the ball. You can't fault his effort.
But once again, the ball just skidding off that surface. I think it was a bit overhit anyhow.
I just wonder if maybe the pitch has been slightly overwatered. Cold temperatures as well, which might
It's a little bit chilly, isn't it? Although it's quite pleasant in the sun. So, before the game, Luis Enrique was asked, you know, how Madrid were playing. He says, at the moment, I'm optimistic. Nobody is better than us.
Well, taken away from Messi by Luka Modric.
I did like Zidane's quotes yesterday when he was asked about last year, when, of course, Real Madrid overturned a 1-0 deficit to win 2-1 here. He said, well, last year, basically the league looked as if it was almost over, wasn't it? In fact, people were sort of saying, what date will Barcelona win the title? That's before they had that run of 4 straight defeats. And he said, well, last year we went to the Bernabeu basically with our bottom cheeks clenched together.
It was squeaky bum time, as
I've seen it translated in many ways, but that's the least offensive.
Taken away by Rafa Varane as Suarez tried to back up onto him. Ronaldo trying to back up onto Ronaldo, who goes down. It's Mascherano who asks the referee a little bit more vigilant viewing. Let's have a look. It's Ronaldo backing up onto Mascherano, who stands firm with a little bit of extra as well.
Puts a bit extra in, but it is Ronaldo who's... It's Ronaldo who goes into Mascherano. Mascherano's in the right place to win the ball, but as you say, he puts a little bit of extra into him, doesn't he? Into the back.
7 fouls committed so far, 4 for Barca, 3 for Real Madrid. As once again there's another push in the back by Mascherano on Ronaldo. Lucas Vázquez goes down on the far side.
It's good of his teammates for him to get up, eh? Isco. There have been rumours in the press, of course, that possibly the typical rumour that comes out in the run into a Clásico, that Barcelona might be interested in Isco if he lets his contract runs down as a long-term replacement for Iniesta. Obviously got Denis Suarez as well, but we're not quite lived up to expectations so far, Dennis.
Isco, the man who has his dog named after Leo Messi.
What does he call it, Leo or Messi?
I think it's called Messi.
Ah. There's so many plays on words you could make about dog Messi, aren't there? I'm not going to.
Ball away by Carvajal. Here's Vázquez.
That's just stupid from Neymar, isn't it? He didn't get a free kick, he got angry, and now he's gone in and he's clattered him.
And he's picked up a yellow card, so he'll miss the next game for Football Club Barcelona. Have been on the edge of suspension from the Clásico, had to take things very carefully against Real Sociedad. So he misses the next contest.
He's got Vázquez on the... I think Vázquez on sometimes maybe makes a little bit of a meal of challenges, but he's got him right there on the ankle. There's not much there, is there? Well, I'm going to stop, let you come away with the ball now and win a clatter you and get booked.
As so often happens. Well, Neymar will miss the trip to Pamplona to play Osasuna.
In theory, if you had to choose a game to miss, possibly that would be the one. We've seen Osasuna this year. They're struggling. I think they're possibly the weakest team in the league, actually, Osasuna.
Well, certainly in terms of points, in terms of physicality, they're one of the more rough and ready sides.
I think in terms of football they can play and the capacity. But I think Osasuna fans know that as well. I mean, they realise that they've got the squad that they've got.
Rakitic played to Sergio Roberto. Barcelona try and link up and attack. Another appeal for handball. It's Luis Enrique who's looking to the fourth official. Former Real Madrid player Luis Enrique, as well as playing for Barca. Not fond memories of his time at the Bernabeu.
No, he was never really a regular at the Bernabeu, was he? He joined them from Sporting. And it was only when he came to Barcelona that he really became the exceptional player that he was for most of his career. If I was a Real Madrid fan, I would be quite happy with the way things are going right now. They've weathered a storm. Okay, Barca had a couple of chances, but Madrid look as if they're in control reasonably well, and they're starting to carve out chances of their own. At the moment, I would say Madrid are slight favourites to sneak this. Long way to go, and a lot can happen, obviously.
As we hit the half-hour mark, little in the way of chances so far. Nothing really to test by the goalkeeper. Maybe that Messi free kick, which was fairly easy pickings for Keylor Navas.
Ter Stegen hasn't had a save to make as such, no, but there was that Benzema volley, there was the challenge where Mascherano looks as if he's just having a little drag on Cristiano's shirt. There's been warnings there for Barcelona.
Ter Stegen slips up.
It's again given away.
Ramos tries to take a charge from Sergio Roberto. Put a little bit into it himself as well.
It's not an easy game to referee. These never are easy games. I say they're always conditioned by the press in the run-up. So far, Kloss is doing okay. I mean, we wouldn't mind having a look at a couple of those possible penalty decisions.
Swung over to the far side where Carvajal is coming up. Vasquez calls for it. Piqué decides to stay central. Didn't go with Vasquez. He might go for Ronaldo, though. Tries to get touch tight on him. It's swung over. Ronaldo might get to this. Benzema had that taken away from him maybe by Ronaldo. It's Marcelo!
But once again, just at the key moment, the defender slips.
Well, the decision has gone against Football Club Barcelona, it seems.
No, and I think I'm not quite sure what's happened there, really. I think they want a free kick for a possible pull on Sergio Roberto. In the end, it's Ronaldo who takes over, who knocks over Benzema. Possible dangerous players. He's trying to volley. It's close to Piqué, and it's come to nothing.
Real Madrid players getting in one another's way.
I think the question is, maybe did Benzema pull Sergio Roberto over, or did Sergio Roberto slip? There are a lot of people slipping still,
Vasquez goes down. Here's Jordi Alba. We've seen him move forward a few times. Jordi Alba hasn't been sending in those trademark crosses from the left.
It's good work from Isco.
Great run down the right. Ball looked to have been kept in play by Lucas Vasquez, and there's a collision with Neymar. Who's never afraid to go down.
The linesman's right in front of it, isn't he? On two occasions.
Players slipping and sliding everywhere. Messi and Isco tumbling almost in front of one another. Kovacic. Here's Marcelo inside the box. Rebounds off his shin with Gerard Piqué making the challenge.
Yeah, good challenge from Piqué.
Marcelo's maybe been the standout for Real Madrid.
It's been a very solid performance. I think Kovacic and Modric have done well in the middle, and Isco's just starting to get involved a wee bit more.
Marcelo jogs back to take on a more defensive position as Barca look to go down that right side. Sergio Roberto just advancing Busquets isn't dropping back into the defence. He's playing higher up.
Exactly, that's allowing Andre Gomes to do that, but he doesn't look quite as happy there, Busquets, does he? Messi just trying to do too much.
He has kept hold of the ball. Sergio Roberto.
I think we need to see a bit more from Rakitic. If they've got Andre Gomes who's not as creative, then he needs to do a bit more.
A nasty fall over from Neymar. He was going down, but the way he did the splits as he went down was painful to watch. He is back up to his feet.
Gomes, it'll be his last Clásico, obviously, because I think he retires at the end of this season. He missed the cut up on his one. If he'd have been a day younger, he'd have been able to carry on for another season. No, I'm taking it.
Neymar's hit a few free kicks from this sort of distance, mostly in the absence of Leo Messi last season. In that spell in which Messi was out injured. It will be Leo Messi, puts it in looking for Andre Gomes. Modric comes in full force. The overhead kick is from Kovacic and is out of play. 10 minutes to go before the end of the half. Barca might be the slightly more concerned of the two sides.
Definitely.
PK.
Just that fluidity that we were used to seeing, or we have been so used to seeing, just isn't there. I don't want to blame Andre Gomes because I think he's a slightly different style of player, but that close interaction that you used to get off Busquets, Rakitic, Xavi when he was here, but Gomes is just that little bit more. He's slightly more defensive in his outlook, I think.
Ball intercepted by Modric. Real Madrid on the break. Few sides are as dangerous in world football than Real Madrid on the counter-attack. Ronaldo takes on his old sparring partner. PK goes for goal and Ter Stegen pushes it away. Corner for Real Madrid. First time we've seen Cristiano Ronaldo have an attempt go through to goal.
Yeah, he does well, Ronaldo. It's the first, say, long run we've seen as well. PK holds, stands off him, and at the end he hasn't really got a great angle, but still manages to hit a very powerful shot in on his left foot. I'd be just slightly surprised, Stegen, the power of it as well.
Second Real Madrid corner of the game. Swung into the near post. The header clear is by Luis Suarez, who breaks into a sprint. Back with Isco. Modric. Offside flag says.
No, it doesn't.
Went up on the far side.
Just think we're not really seen enough of Suarez either. Neither Suarez nor Neymar. Messi's tried to get involved. Yeah, a long way off.
Atmosphere just dipping slightly here at the Camp Nou. Not renowned for being a ferocious atmosphere anyway.
I think the last couple of times I've been, it's been a lot quieter than previously. I think one of the reasons is obviously because we're talking about how many places La Liga gets watched, and how many people travel to watch La Liga games, which is brilliant. But at the same time, people want to come to the Camp Nou and the Bernabeu, and you go to the ground, and there's a good percentage now, ever-increasing percentage, who are not socios, who are not local fans, who know the songs, who get into the chants and get behind the team all the time. So there's maybe people who don't even speak the language.
We'll play the cross here. Cristiano Ronaldo takes on Ronaldo! Tries to toe poke it past Ter Stegen, but it's straight out the German stopper.
Well, if you look at the chances, I think Bayern Madrid are winning pretty clearly. If you're looking at these sort of chances, 2 shots from Ronaldo. We see we get the volley from Benzema, and Barca will not that much yet. We've not seen Navas have to make a save.
Marcelo thought Isco was going to drop over to the left-hand side. He didn't. Modric appealed for handball. This time he's given.
Does seem to go down in his arm.
Again, another slip up. This time by Jordi Alba. Ronaldo with the nutmeg on Mascherano. A shoulder charge on Jordi Alba for good measure.
A bit flat-footed there, Maxiano, but obviously if you stick a leg out there, that you might as well just have a penalty. But we're not seeing any combinations between, apart from that early chance with the shot that hit Ramos on the chest. We've not seen any combinations really between Messi, Suarez and Neymar, have we? Messi once again looking for the ball.
We've seen Messi in previous games over the last season really play from deep, play most diagonal balls in. He's trying to do it all by himself now through the middle.
It's interesting to see how Lucas Vázquez is dropping deep as well.
Here's Jordi Alba try and put this across. An appeal for handball. Not given. Carvajal says it was off his chest.
Looks once again, it's one of those arms that's just slightly away. Might be his upper arm. Tough one to give.
Corner for Barcelona. Swung over by Neymar to an unmarked Andre Gomes. A mix-up from the Barca players. Another slip-up, this time from Kovacic. Messi. Sergio Roberto is urged to shoot from the fans. But Vázquez closes him down, playing that more defensive role today, Lucas Vázquez.
Yeah, but he's got forward very well as well. But I'll tell you what, when you see it from that angle, but you can never tell because it might have gone off the chest first. He's got back and he's really helped out Carvajal as well. He's had a pretty decent performance, complete performance so far, Vázquez. He's a good player. He's a very good player.
Jordi Alba.
Modric's having a stormer in the middle here. Not so much in his creative facets, you know. I think we always think of Modric as the creative midfielder. You know, if he's not there and they don't have Casemiro, they don't really have somebody to win the ball back. He's been immense in that aspect so far.
Split out by Carvajal. Only to Andre Gomes, and that was Busquets bringing down Modric. Referee says no foul. As put in looking for Luis Suarez. It will be claimed comfortably by Keylor Navas.
We're getting to that sort of time, aren't we? 3-4 minutes from the break when Madrid tend to take that little step forward and really make the difference. Let's see if it's the case here in the Camp Nou.
Isco fouled by Busquets. It's been an intriguing first half.
It's not been the brilliant football that we were expecting. There have been far too many errors. There have been too many little niggling fouls. It's not been really nasty. But as you say, fascinating, and bearing in mind the context of the game of what Madrid could win if they take the 3 points here, and what Barca stand to lose. It's just really one for the nerves, isn't it?
Busquets being hassled and harangued by Lucas Vázquez. Eventually goes down as Neymar takes the ball out on the left-hand side. Well, it's paused at maybe the wrong moment there.
When you see it like that, you'd say, well, to be fair, I think he might get criticised, Clos Gomez. I think he's basically... Madrid have had a possible penalty when Lucas Vázquez went down. Wasn't nailed on. That could be given, but at least he seems to... If there are errors, he's at least being even-handed.
Benzema shakes off Busquets illegally. Actually, the foul has been given against Sergio Busquets. Here's Varane. Rare foray forward for him. He's been very disciplined, staying back so far. As Madrid continue to chip away at Barca's possession, it's more or less even.
And the question I'm thinking about, obviously, is we've discussed already Andres Iniesta. When do you think about bringing him into the game? If it's 0-0, do you bring him on and go for the win and risk the defeat? Do you keep it tight? I think you've got to think about bringing him on, haven't you? But I wouldn't bring him on just straight away at half-time.
Isco, gorgeous touch from him. Real Madrid on the break. Ronaldo bursts into a sprint, has to stay onside as Benzema goes forward. Benzema trying to pull it across. And Gerard Piqué gets down. It could have gone anywhere.
Well, that was the moment, wasn't it? We were saying Madrid just before half-time, they're so dangerous, and there was that moment where the ball hung in the air and you thought, where is it going to end up?
Corner for Real Madrid just before half-time. We shouldn't have too much stoppage time added on at the end of the first period. This corner will be sent in by Isco. It's over to the edge of the 6-yard box, headed towards goal. Rafael Varane with the header down, which is held by Ter Stegen.
Yeah, if this was a boxing match, Barca would be the ones hoping for that bell to ring, wouldn't they?
7 shots from Madrid. Barca haven't convinced so far, but here's Leo Messi, always capable of some magic. Slips it through to Sergio Roberto. Suarez points to where he wants Neymar to go. The intention was to bring the ball back to Leo Messi. Rakitic might do just that. A poor ball, though, from him.
Not a good clearance either. Oh, it's a clever little flick from Modric. Well, at the end, you know, you've got to say Madrid has been a pretty decent team performance. Everyone's performed well in the first half. Barcelona, it's Messi and 10 more at the moment, isn't it? Oh, Messi and Piqué and 10 more.
Kovacic plays that one too short as the referee brings an end to the first half. A goalless first half at the Camp Nou. Barcelona 0, Real Madrid 0. Real Madrid maybe ahead on points.
Definitely. If I was the Madrid fan, I'd be more satisfied with my team's performance, and I'd be slightly disappointed that they weren't leading. Barca, yeah, just by that, but a miss is as good as a mile. Barca, they relied on Messi to drop deep and try and make things happen. Big players are still not doing their best. Busquets, yeah, okay. Rakitic hasn't really done anything of note. Suarez, we haven't seen. Neymar's got himself booked. These players need to step up in the second half, and the way they've been playing lately, I don't know if they can do it.
Well, the second half is coming up. Don't go away. We'll be back with more action from the Camp Nou after this quick break. Barca 0, Real Madrid 0.
Watch award-winning short films on Sony Live app. Download now.
When my opponents act like lions in the ring, I prepare myself to be the ringmaster.
With every fall, I fly higher.
If everyone thinks you can't do it, then you must do it.
Because to defy limits, you need to push them.
कहाँ जाना भाई? इंटरव्यू है, चला जा। पहला जॉब है? नहीं नहीं, चौथा। उत्तरी। पहला क्यों छोड़ दिया? मजा नहीं आया। और दूसरा? जॉब कम, सजा ज्यादा की। उत्तरी। ये सजा और मजा का चक्कर छोड़, कोई टिकाऊ वाला जॉब पकड़ ले। मतलब? जैसे ये ईगल लोगो वाले टीवीएस टायर्स, बुरा वक्त हो या सही, अच्छी सड़क हो या नहीं, टिके रहते हैं। बस एक बात याद रखना, जॉब हो तो टीवीएस टायर जैसा, टोटली टिकाऊ।
Godrej Air Twist Gel consistently gives out the same amount of fragrance from day 1 to day 60. It's just a clever piece of gel technology. Godrej Air Twist Gel. Consistent and spill-proof too. Godrej Air Home and Car Fragrances.
60-day fragrance of gel now in AirClick. Just insert and click.
क्या आप पोर्टफोलियो डाइवर्सिफिकेशन के बारे में सोचते हैं? नहीं ना? अच्छा, मान लीजिए आपका डाइवर्सिफाइड पोर्टफोलियो आपका शू कलेक्शन होता, तो आप अपने कैबिनेट में जूतों की सेना तैनात रखते। कभी संडे ब्रंच के लिए प्लेटफॉर्म्स या जयपुरी जूती। हर मौके के लिए आप अपने ऑप्शंस हमेशा तैयार रखते हैं। जब अपने डाइवर्स शू कलेक्शन के लिए इतना सोच सकती हैं, तो अपने पोर्टफोलियो को डाइवर्सिफाई करके बेनिफिट्स मैक्सिमाइज करने के लिए क्यों नहीं? आप थोड़ा करोगे, बहुत आगे बढ़ोगे।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
कहाँ जाना भाई? इंटरव्यू है, चला जा। पहला जॉब है? नहीं नहीं, चौथा। उत्तरी। पहला क्यों छोड़ दिया? मजा नहीं आया। और दूसरा? जॉब कम, सजा ज्यादा की। उत्तरी। ये सजा और मजा का चक्कर छोड़, कोई टिकाऊ वाला जॉब पकड़ ले। मतलब? जैसे ये ईगल लोगो वाले टीवीएस टायर्स, बुरा वक्त हो या सही, अच्छी सड़क हो या नहीं, टिके रहते हैं। बस एक बात याद रखना, जॉब हो तो टीवीएस टायर जैसा, टोटली टिकाऊ।
Watch award-winning short films on Sony Live app. Download now.
क्या आप पोर्टफोलियो डाइवर्सिफिकेशन के बारे में सोचते हैं? नहीं ना? अच्छा मान लीजिए आपका डाइवर्सिफाइड पोर्टफोलियो आपका शू कलेक्शन होता, तो आप अपने कैबिनेट में जूतों की सेना तैनात रखते। कभी संडे ब्रंच के लिए प्लेटफॉर्म्स या जयपुरी जूती। हर मौके के लिए आप अपने ऑप्शंस हमेशा तैयार रखते हैं। जब अपने डाइवर्स शू कलेक्शन के लिए इतना सोच सकती हैं, तो अपने पोर्टफोलियो को डाइवर्सिफाई करके बेनिफिट्स मैक्सिमाइज करने के लिए क्यों नहीं? आप थोड़ा करोगे, बहुत आगे बढ़ोगे।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
When my opponents act like lions in the ring, I prepare myself to be the ringmaster.
With every fall, I fly higher.
If everyone thinks you can't do it, then you must do it.
Because to defy limits, you need to push them.
Watch award-winning short films on Sony Live app. Download now.
Hello and welcome back to our Classico show here from the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in Delhi at the Fan Park, where the fans were riveted by a first half, a lot of huff, a lot of puff, but no goals as yet in El Clasico. And Luis, what was your take on the first half?
Well, as you say, we were so excited to see this game. Well, they all have a lot of respect in between them. You can see the Real Madrid with a line of five we've seen in a few times. They are holding very well. Barcelona is having the ball, but not really creating many chances. And Real Madrid is very comfortable there at the back, trying to get one of those counters that they have, and they've done a couple of times to try to score a goal.
Well, it's strange to see this Barcelona side really lacking that fluidity that we've been so used to over the years.
Yeah, exactly. They have the ball, but probably they need to move a little bit faster. The ball switch the play is going to make more difficult to get in shape, back in shape for Real Madrid. So I hope that they understand that, and maybe we'll see in the second half that they move a little bit faster the ball.
Well, let's have a quick look at those match stats from the first half. And to be honest, although Barcelona, as you were saying, they've controlled possession 52%, it's very close, but they haven't done a huge amount with it.
No, not at all. Like we said, both have had the ball. Probably Real Madrid have been more direct in this first half. Barcelona had the ball to one side, the other side, but not really with a lot of creativity. So I don't know. Like this, Barcelona is going to be a struggle to get this win.
And Messi trying to get into the game. He's dribbled a lot with the ball, although Ronaldo's perhaps been without the end product, but more incisive.
Yeah. Well, we know what is the way Ronaldo works. Probably he's not going deeper in his half. He's waiting at the front, like he played a couple of times as a centre forward. We saw him getting into the box, very important for him. And you know that you cannot give any centimeter to him, because he can score a goal from anywhere on the pitch.
That's true. Well, let's take a look at a couple of the big talking points from the first half. And there was one that came almost right at the start, only a couple of minutes in. Now, Luis, what are your thoughts on this? Penalty, yes or no?
It's not easy. From here we have repetition, we have everything, but you have to understand sometimes the referee is a split of second where you can see, wow, it's a call or not. It's a tough call for the referee, we have to say, but yeah, if we have to, here we're going to see very clearly how, arrived late. He arrived late, does Real Madrid play, Basel goes on the floor, and he doesn't touch the ball, Mascherano, so probably we have to say that it wasn't a good call and it was a penalty.
Reluctantly saying that in a way, Luis, but to be honest, absolutely, well, it looked like a dead-on penalty. From that angle, we have obviously the benefit of seeing it in slow motion, but Barcelona also had themselves an opportunity, and a big shout for a penalty, a handball. Now, impartially.
It was one of the best chances Barcelona have in the first minutes. Moving around, you have a look. Yeah, well, you always do that. When you know that the ball touched you, Sergio Ramos will say, no, it was my chest. You can see here that right there, the ball is very close. But I think this time, It's a very difficult call for the referee because the ball, as you can see, hits on the arm of Sergio Ramos, but he got the arm very close to the body. So it's a normal position. That's the way the referee has to look at it. If the arm is open, okay, you can call a penalty, but it was very close, so I think it's done well, the referee.
You as a player, would you have thought on the pitch, that's
Definitely.
a deadpan?
I will call for it for sure, straight away.
Okay, well, let's head over to Dre, who, well, let's find out whether he thinks the fans deserve that penalty shout. Yes or no? Was it a penalty? Over to you, Dre.
Oh, it is absolutely crazy here. I'm with a lot of Barcelona fans. What's amazing is I'm with someone from Barcelona. How are you feeling? 10,000 people. Have you seen something like this before?
Never. It's even better than being there.
Do you think Barcelona is going to do better in the second half, guys?
Yes, we need a captain back. Iniesta to perform.
Okay, a question for you. Iniesta time already?
Iniesta is a magician. He needs to perform. He's a playmaker.
There we go.
Looking forward to the magician.
We've got the thoughts from the fans out in the park. The Barcelona fans always thinking that they're going to win. They're at home, but Real Madrid taking the advantage and probably being the better side.
Yeah, we have to say that even the Barcelona had the ball in the great chances, but Real Madrid is on well in the first half.
Okay, well, we'll see. Plenty more coming out the second half in just a few moments. We'll see you very soon. Do stay with us here on Sony 6.
Watch award-winning short films on Sony Live app. Download now.
क्या आपने जीरो सैलरी लाइफ के लिए प्लान किया है? मतलब रिटायरमेंट? नहीं ना? मान लीजिए रिटायरमेंट प्लानिंग, वो चंद दिनों की छुट्टी होती दोस्तों के साथ, जिसके लिए आप ओवर टाइम करते, सैटरडे संडे, दुर्गा पूजो, सस्ते होटल की रिसर्च, डॉलर्स, इंटरनेशनल रोमिंग। आप एक मामूली वेकेशन के लिए इतना सोच सकते हैं, पर अपने रिटायरमेंट के जीरो सैलरी लाइफ को प्लान करने के लिए कुछ नहीं। म्यूचुअल फंड्स के जरिए अपना रिटायरमेंट प्लान कीजिए। दिन पर दिन बढ़ती महंगाई से डील कीजिए और अपने गोल्डन ईयर्स में भी मन चाहे एक्सोटिक वेकेशंस के मजे उठाइए। जांचिए, परखिए और फर्क देखिए। आप थोड़ा करोगे, बहुत आगे बढ़ोगे।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
When my opponents act like lions in the ring, I prepare myself to be the ringmaster.
With every fall, I fly higher.
If everyone thinks you can't do it, then you must do it.
Because to defy limits, you need to push them.
Godrej Air Twist Gel consistently gives out the same amount of fragrance from day 1 to day 60. It's just a clever piece of gel technology. Godrej Air Twist Gel. Consistent and spill-proof too. Godrej Air Home and Car Fragrances.
60-day fragrance of gel now in AirClick. Just insert and click.
कहाँ जाना भाई?
एग्जाम है।
मुझे लगा रंगारंग प्रोग्राम है।
इसी का एग्जाम है।
किताब वाली पढ़ाई नहीं की?
लिटरेचर पढ़ रहा था, फिर मूड बदला तो कोर्स ही बदल दिया। फिर 2 साल फिलोसफी पढ़ी,
उसके बाद
फिर मूड बदल गया।
तेरी इससे पहले कि उम्र बदल जाए, एक कोर्स पे टिक जा, लंबा जाएगा। मतलब जैसे ये ईगल लोगो वाली टीवीएस टायर्स, बुरा वक्त हो या सही, अच्छी सड़क हो या नहीं, टिके रहते हैं। एक बात याद रखना, करियर हो तो टीवीएस टायर जैसा टोटली टिकाऊ।
कभी आपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स में इन्वेस्ट करने के बारे में सोचा है? चलिए समझ लीजिए म्यूचुअल फंड्स नहीं, लेटेस्ट स्मार्टफोन्स होते तो आप सिर्फ सोचते ही नहीं, you'd break the internet looking for info। इसके लिए जब आप इतना सोच सकते हैं तो अपने पैसों को स्मार्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट्स पे लगाने के लिए क्यों नहीं? म्यूचुअल फंड्स के बारे में थोड़ा सोचिए, जांचिए, परखिए और फर्क देखिए। आप थोड़ा करोगे, बहुत आगे बढ़ोगे।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
When my opponents act like lions in the ring, I prepare myself to be the ringmaster.
With every fall, I fly higher.
If everyone thinks you can't do it, then you must do it.
Because to defy limits, you need to push them.
Godrej Air Twist Gel consistently gives out the same amount of fragrance from day 1 to day 60. It's just a clever piece of gel technology. Godrej Air Twist Gel. Consistent and spill-proof too. Godrej Air Home and Car Fragrances.
60-day fragrance of gel now in AirClick. Just insert and click.
कहाँ चले भाई?
किराए का घर देखने।
हम तो लड़कियां देखने जाते हैं। पिछला फ्लैट अच्छा नहीं था?
अच्छा था पर रेंट बदल गया।
उत्तरी। और उससे पहले वाला?
रेंट अच्छा था पर मकान मालिक बदल गया।
उत्तरी। और तू कब बदलेगा?
मतलब?
इससे पहले कि ये भी बदल जाए, खुद का घर ले लो, टिक जा।
मतलब?
जैसे ये ईगल लोगो वाले टीवीएस टायर्स, बुरा वक्त हो या सही, अच्छी सड़क हो या नहीं, टिके रहते हैं। घर हो तो टीवीएस टायर जैसा, टोटली टिकाऊ।
Watch award-winning short films on Sony Live app. Download now.
Welcome back to the Camp Nou. Second half coming up of this game between Football Club Barcelona and Real Madrid. The Clásico is still goalless after 45 minutes of play. Real Madrid looking slightly on top of things. Barcelona, not quite the reaction we expected from them to the game last weekend against Real Sociedad.
No, I mean, they're not as bad as they were in San Sebastian or Donosti, to give it his name in Basque. But they've not been brilliant, have they? They had a reasonably bright start. And then it's been flat. There's just not that fluidity, the association of players with one another. And Madrid, after sort of being quite content just to soak them up for 20 minutes, have then sort of stepped forward, and they might be a little bit disappointed they're not ahead. They've had a couple of chances. Ronaldo had that run and shot, and he wriggled his way through and toe-poked at Stegen. So it's interesting. You saw them in the tunnel. We saw them in the tunnel coming out. The Real Madrid players walked straight out, smiling. Basically sort of the pats on the back to each other, didn't they? And meanwhile the Barca players, there was Piqué at the front, getting them almost in a huddle, telling them we have to do this, we have to do that. There was Piqué, Mascherano and Busquets basically laying down the law, asking for a bit more, which tells you one team's happy with what's happened, the other knows they need to improve.
Well, the second half is go. It is Football Club Barcelona on the ball. They're shooting from right to left. In the second period, it's Real Madrid in their all-white strip. So fans begin to file back to their seat. You wouldn't want to miss a second of this Clásico because things can change so quickly.
Yeah, the football, I mean, let's be honest, it hasn't been, in terms of football, it hasn't been brilliant, but it has been enthralling because if Madrid win this, they go 9 points clear at the top of the table. Let's not forget that. Barcelona, if they win it, they go within 3 points of Real Madrid, and that is basically it. If you're 9 points clear after 14 games of the season, okay, there's a long way to go, but the confidence you take from that, at the same time hammering the confidence of your rivals, it's a big step towards the title.
There's Neymar, plays it inside to Messi. He's got a bit of space in which to work now. Messi. Varane does very well to stick with him, but Messi gets that ball over to Suarez. Suarez brings it down, gets it onto his left foot, and it's Isco who's back to deny Neymar a look on goal.
I wonder if a confident Suarez might have thought about hitting that first time.
Took it down awkwardly, trying to put it onto his left foot. Corner for Barca. Finally a bit of noise. Barca have their fourth corner. It will be Rakitic to take. Plays it low, it's a bouncing effort, which Messi nearly gets a glancing header too. Kovacic goes down under the challenge of Suarez.
Takes his heels away, doesn't he? Takes it philosophically, Kovacic, which is good to see. Certainly, bit by bit, gaining the support of Real Madrid fans. I'm saying about Barca being a bit flat. I think one of the things we're discussing is when would you bring Iniesta on to try and help that association in midfield, bring that little extra bit of fantasy there, just some more sharpness to the inside play. Obviously not just that, but you bring Iniesta on and I think the lift it'd give the fans and the team at the same time, just simply psychologically, would be enormous.
Here's Vasquez. Taken away from him, but Isco recovers it off the toe of Andre Gomes. Marcelo has to power his way past Rakitic. Tries to get him with. Isco. There's Modric. Madrid being pegged back now, but they found a ball through. Offside flag is up against Lucas Vasquez on the left-hand side. He's switched over, changing sides with Ronaldo.
Oof, well, no. It's not offside. Jordi Alba's played him on.
Jordi Alba the first to turn around and say to the referee's assistant that it was offside.
So before the game, we just saw Zidane there yesterday in his press conference. He said, you know, will you be going for a win? Will you be going for a draw? And he says the most important thing is the performance. If you play well, he's sort of a little bit of a football cliche. You know, you tend to get quite a lot of cliches in these press conferences, but he is right. You know, if you put in a good performance, it just goes without saying that you are more likely to win. And at his moment, his side are, I suspect, playing just about to plan.
Benzema plays to Marcelo. Benzema goes on the overlap. It's a long ball which Benzema gives up the chase on.
Tell you what, Barcelona, injuries do clearly play a part of football, but there must be part of them thinking if we had Gareth Bale today, that extra pace on the break would really be making Barca suffer.
Well, Bale has proved decisive in Clásicos past. Just think back to that Copa del Rey final, which he won with that sprint down the left-hand side. I think Marc Bartra still wakes up with cold sweats thinking back to that game. Last season it was Luis Suarez gaining prominence for Barca. It was Gareth Bale gaining prominence for Real Madrid, taking some of the focus away from Messi and Ronaldo in the Clásicos. It's been Messi really who's been a standout player for Barca in this one, playing to type.
It's not working out for Andre Gomes, is it? I'm not sure if he feels he should stay a bit deeper, push a bit further forward. Just doesn't seem comfortable. Him and Busquets together, so far it hasn't worked for Barca. Not just today, but this season.
I'm not sure Andre Gomes would be encouraged by seeing Andres Iniesta warming up on the sidelines. Varane weaves his way through. Keeps the attack going. Here's Marcelo. Carvajal. Neymar slips again. He thought there was a foul. Referee did not. He sent over. Ronaldo brings it down on his chest. Too tight an angle for him, and he slashes it into the stands. A sign of the nerves from Zinedine Zidane. You see that bottom lip which has been bitten through.
It must be frustrating when you played in so many big games. Obviously you adapt to being a coach, but he said as well, you know, the Clásicos are the best things to play. And when you've played in so many, you must miss the chance of getting back in there and influencing it yourself, you know. It happens to all of us. Bit of a nudge there from Varane. I think it's a correct decision from old Kloss.
Ronaldo had that option in the middle. Always had his eye on goal. May not have been able to pull that across, of course, for Lucas Vasquez.
Close down. Obviously, if that hits a defender on the arm or a chest, you've got an option. So it's a dangerous free kick.
Could be Neymar right-footed if he wants to go for goal.
Or even just to curl it in as well. For someone to attack.
Mascherano is forward. Not often we see that. Usually he's the one who's kept back.
It's because he's never scored.
Neymar plays it over and it's headed in! Barcelona take the lead. It's Luis Suarez with the header. Barca 1, Real Madrid 0. Off a set piece. A header past Keylor Navas by Luis Suarez. And Barca, having not impressed in the first half, find themselves ahead just 7 minutes in to the second half.
Well, makes those last 20 minutes more frustrating, and last 20 minutes of the first half more frustrating for Real Madrid. Let's have another look at this. Little push there from Suarez on Varane. Gets away with it. Is it Varane? Oh, let's have a look. Just a little, it's on Vasquez, isn't it? Just gives him a little nudge there, and has acres and acres of space. It's just poaching, really, but it's sort of goal that leaves you feeling a little bit with egg on your face, I think, for Real Madrid, because they don't, on the balance of play, they don't deserve that. But clever attacking from Luis Suarez. Got a question, I think, putting Lucas Vázquez as the man to mark Suarez. I think he'd want someone a little bit more wily in defensive arts to keep an eye on somebody as adept in the penalty area as Suarez.
Well, Cristiano Ronaldo not even looking as the ball went in. He was looking over at the referee, thought maybe there had been a push in the box. The official thought otherwise. The goal stands and Barcelona lead the way in the Clásico.
I think there's a small push from Suarez, just enough to gain himself space.
Played over to the left-hand side. Marcelo powers into the area. And it's off Sergio Roberto. Barcelona will want just to calm play down now in the aftermath of the goal.
See if you can see it again. Is it off? There's not. Is that offside?
It might very well be. It's just very the right foot of Luis Suarez.
Very tight if it is. Very hard to see.
One that certainly the officials
to be fair,
forgiven for not spotting.
I wasn't looking for offside. I was looking for a bit of a nudge, to be honest. But
Marcelo.
I still don't think it's clever defending, though. Even if the goal possibly shouldn't have been given, I don't see why you're putting Lucas Vázquez, a winger, to mark Suarez. Surely somebody like Carvajal, who is also a bit adept at, like I say, some of the slightly subterranean arts of defending might be useful as well. That way, they balance each other out.
Gomez. Carvajal. Modric finds Marcelo on the left. Marcelo twists and turns. Did well to get a ball into the box, but it's fired away by Piqué. Well, at the moment, the gap in La Liga, 3 points.
Yeah, I was just thinking on that, but I still think from what I've seen over the two sides, maybe this will then give Barcelona a massive confidence boost and they'll go back to playing the football that they kicked the season off by producing. I'd still have Madrid, even if they lose today, as my favourites to win the title, though. Just looking at the way that both sides are playing.
It's Vázquez. Carvajal. A mistake on the pass, and Modric makes a pass to his fellow Croatian, Rakitic. Neymar goes down. Referee doesn't even deem it worthy of a look.
I think he gets the ball, doesn't he? But the thing is, then, of course, you say, well, OK, but Barca, but they'll have Iniesta back. Maybe Iniesta will help them restore that touch football that's been missing. There's so many. It's not an exact science.
Messi plays it through. It's just too long for Luis Suarez. It's a goal kick for Real Madrid.
Can't really tell in that situation whether or not Navas had the ball under control. And he just doesn't have a chance to react, Keylor Navas, on the header from Suarez there.
Here is Navas sending the ball long.
the fans singing for Iniesta. So I think that will give Barca a big psychological boost as well, having Andres Iniesta on the pitch.
Here comes Kovacic.
Be very interesting to see who he takes off, Luis Enrique, to bring Iniesta on. Would you take off Andre Gomes, who I think's been okay, but certainly not.
Ball played into Benzema. Benzema shakes off the defender. And Jordi Alba takes the ball away from him.
From nearly nothing, eh? Just a bit slow to react there, Benzema. Just puts enough of a challenge on him, doesn't he, Jordi Alba, to just put him off his stride.
It's his trailing leg. I don't think Jordi Alba means to get that ball away with his left foot, but that he does, just dragging it behind him. Messi.
That's a good challenge.
Well, remember, Real Madrid are on that run, unbeaten, 32 games. Could that be coming to an end, like they ended Barca's record last season?
Lucas Vázquez down again. Good challenge on Kovacic there, isn't it? Ooh, and he catches him late there, Andre Gomes. Maybe he didn't appreciate that live, but he has got him. Well, here's Rakitic coming off. I was wondering if that might be the substitution.
It's the first change of the game. Ivan Rakitic goes off, handing the captain's armband from Leo Messi to Andres Iniesta. He was coming on in the first switch. He becomes the player with the most Clásico appearances in history. Andres Iniesta with the captain's armband on him, looking to lead Barca to victory today in the remaining half hour.
Well, remember that Iniesta, obviously, if he has a good half hour, he can make a massive difference. But people should also remember he has not played for Barca since he got injured against Valencia, which was on the 22nd of October. I actually thought it seems longer, doesn't it? But 22nd of October. So 6 weeks.
He has raced back Iniesta, who was injured for challenge from Enzo Perez. Another game in which Barcelona struggled. They have struggled since without the influential Iniesta, who will have a half-hour cameo here in his latest Clásico.
Yeah, if you look at the recent performances, you know, there was a draw. Hércules, Real Sociedad beat Celtic okay in the Champions League. Against Malaga they drew, probably should have won, but didn't. Then they got rolled in the first half against Sevilla before turning it on in the second half and winning there, but it's not been convincing. But it's interesting that Luis Enrique with Iniesta hasn't taken off Andre Gomes. He's decided he's just going to keep a little bit of another attacking change, obviously. Denis Suarez.
Gomes. That means Andre Gomes stays on. The other substitutions available for Luis Enrique: Denis Suarez, Turan, yes, Basilisson, the substitute goalkeeper, Paco Alcácer, Lucas Digne and Samuel Umtiti.
Yeah.
Real Madrid have Pepe, Nacho, James, Kiko Garcia, the goalkeeper, Casemiro, Diaz and Asensio.
Yeah, Diaz, the young striker, has got a hat-trick against Cultural León. It's hard to judge really how great that is. Obviously it was 13-2 on aggregate to Real Madrid, and Cultural playing the same category of Real Madrid's B team, but he did score the hat-trick. Obviously Marco Asensio and James, who, if anybody needed a moment to revindicate themselves.
Another look at Luis Suarez's goal, just to check out if there was a push involved. It may be just a light shot, but Lucas Vázquez turning round. Just outwitted there by Luis Suarez.
That's what I was saying, you know, why put a winger on like that to mark Suarez from a corner? He just seems to be asking for trouble.
Body check there. Suarez's side trailed the game. Messi coming forward, he releases to Suarez. Suarez tried to clip it back across. They still haven't been able to combine that front three.
Neymar's not having a good game, is he, at all? I know he puts over the cross for Suarez from the free kick, but he's not looked confident. He's not really looked for the one-on-ones. There he was almost static, waiting for the ball. Another player, obviously, has had we've had the stories today coming out about Cristiano apparently trying to evade 150 million euros in taxes, or tax on 150 million euros. Still rumours.
Given that away very poorly. It's Vasquez. Vasquez. The 1-2, Ronaldo nearly losing that. It's just about kept in play by Carvajal.
Well, he's been booked, hasn't he? The thing is, the impact of taking someone like Neymar off, but you know, if you have got Denis Suarez on the bench, he was a good player.
Well, they have got Paco Alcácer,
Yeah,
so waiting in the wings, but
you've got Denis Suarez on the bench as well, and Paco's not going to contribute as much to the general play and the creation, I suspect.
Of course.
They've also got Arda Turan.
The inform, Arda Turan, who started off this season fantastically.
It's dropped off a wee bit, as they all have.
Suarez and Arda Turan, as well as Alcácer. Side Rafinha, who's not picked for this game.
Rafinha was actually captain against Hercules, but didn't.
His hamstring.
Well, he's had problems with him, hasn't he? Well, it's
Casemiro who's come on, replacing Isco, who gives a frustrated kick of the bibs as he takes a seat on the bench.
Interesting change. Isco was outstanding, of course, against Atletico Madrid. Wasn't as good today, I think it's fair to say, but to replace him by Casemiro.
Casemiro, more of a defensive-minded midfielder. Just as Real Madrid are going on the attack, they might have appreciated the creative spark of Isco.
Well, what it might do is it'll give more freedom for Modric and possibly Kovacic as well to push forward. But you'd think Modric will step forward another 10 yards and we'll see him contributing more to the creation.
Ronaldo had been holding that left hamstring. Let's see if he's okay.
I'll tell you what, if you've got Bale out for 3 months, you've got the World Club Championships in a couple of weeks. Madrid only got one more league game this year, remember, because they then fly to Japan for the World Club Championship, where they'll probably be, I would say, favourites. They will be favourites. Muscle injury now will possibly put you out for a couple of weeks. Makes you just a little bit dodgy for that. No Gareth Bale.
Suarez decides to play on after the referee says no free kick.
Which is what you probably have to do. It's all got a bit bitty again, hasn't it?
Well, we approach this kind of stage in the first half in which things just dipped off. Swung away by Sergio Ramos.
When my opponents act like lions in the ring, I prepare myself to be the ringmaster.
With every fall, I fly higher.
If everyone thinks you can't do it, then you must do it.
Because to defy limits, you need to push them.
Well, from any angle you look at,
It's
over the top.
It's still gone over, yeah. Gone over, yeah.
Neymar tries the back heel. Haven't seen too much trickery from Neymar. Actually the first to open the box of tricks and start gently.
It's not a game. It's not a game for showboating, is it? Let's be honest. At the moment, someone's had the shirt pulled. There's giant moths floating around the camp now.
Mascherano. Varane. Messi looking to sneak in. Marcelo swerving all over the shop. He's left a space at the back.
Not really exploited it there, Barca.
Neymar tries to play it into traffic. Now it's Madrid who break. An almost anonymous Ronaldo in the second half. Modric. Taps that one down the line. Carvajal trying to pull it across. It's out of play. Javier Mascherano. Instructions being given. It looks as if we're going to see substitutions coming up.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how Ronaldo is. Madrid got a massive Champions League game in the week as well. They're qualified for the next stage, but hang on.
Here's Modric, sets up the shot, it clatters into Mascherano.
But they still need to assure they need to beat Borussia Dortmund to finish top of their group.
Here's Marcelo. Tries to float one over. It's going to be too long and go towards Lucas Vazquez, put back into the box. It bounces out. Mascherano launches one upfield. Can Suarez chase this down? Appeals for handball from Rafael Varane.
I think the referee's given his penalised Suarez for pushing, but for pushing Varane.
And Suarez gets a yellow card for dissent. It's been a persistent problem with Luis Suarez, in particular this season.
I mean, the push exists, doesn't it? Let's be honest. The thing is, why then say no, it didn't when you know damn well it did?
And Marcos Asensio is going to come on for Real Madrid. They will make their second change of the game, having brought on Casemiro beforehand. Asensio, a more attacking player.
Will that be for Kovacic or Lucas Vazquez, you'd think?
Once again, James Rodriguez overlooked. Modric with the corner. There, the cross. Ramos nearly got his head to it, as did Varane. They're both left on the deck as Barca try to break. Kovacic goes back to Marcelo, and Madrid finally get things back under their control. Barca could have broken there, courtesy of Neymar and Messi.
So without being a brilliant for its football, it is incredibly entertaining and enormously tense, isn't it? Simply maybe because of the mistakes that you just don't know what is going to happen.
Marcelo. Benzema was going on a run. Marcelo tried to pick him out.
I can't think of a Madrid-Barca or Barca-Madrid with so many misplaced passes.
Arda Turan is going to be brought on in the latest change for Barcelona. Andre Gomes is going to hobble off, it seems. Karim Benzema is substituted for Real Madrid for Asensio to come on.
I suspect still a few questions over Benzema. We'll probably see Ronaldo move more into the middle and Asensio play out wide. Whereas from Barca, it's Gomez coming off and Arda coming on.
Here's another look at the chance for Neymar. It's come off the knee of Rafa Varane. Andre Gomes taking his time, heading off the field of play.
He's injured.
Very slow about it as we come up to the final 10 minutes of play.
Well, he's put in a decent shift, 10 kilometres nearly.
Our Turan comes on, he'll certainly not drop the intensity.
It's quite interesting to see where Arda will play, because he's not really been looked. When he joined last year, he played quite a lot in the middle when he was able to play, and he didn't really work out in that position. He's much more effective, most people think, as an out-and-out winger.
There's Arda Turan, it's taken away from him. Throwing goes Real Madrid's way. Here's Casemiro. Carvajal. Lucas Vazquez delivers in a cross. Well, they attempt to flick on. Looks as if there was an appeal for handball in there somewhere, not too wholehearted.
I think it was chest, but I mean the player's right behind. I think it's right behind him anyhow, so it would have been completely accidental, whatever you'd have thought. But you appeal, don't you? There's nothing wrong with appealing. They can only say no. So Denis Suarez warming up there, so I wonder if they may think about replacing Neymar soon, or even Suarez, who knows. Both Neymar and Luis Suarez on bookings. Well, it's strange. If you thought I thought Madrid had the better of the first half as it progressed, but you've got to say that Barca have had the best of the second, getting that goal from Suarez, and then several chances that have been produced since Iniesta came on,
without ever looking like the classic Barca.
Just little flashes of it in the last sort of the 5 or 10 minutes after this man came on, Andres Iniesta.
A tumble over there with an extra twist from Neymar. Yellow card is produced straight for Carvajal.
Not a player who holds back in his challenges.
Takes over Neymar Jr. Carvajal saying it was a dive.
6th booking of the season for Carvajal.
He's already served 1 suspension.
Yeah. Later than East Coast mainline.
Neymar. Taken away cleanly by Kovacic.
Oh,
that's a really poor pass from Marcos Asensio that's allowed Barcelona to get back on it. Arda Turan slips it through. Flag stays down against Sergio Roberto. And it's out for a goal kick rather than a corner. Final 10 minutes of the Clásico. Do or die time for Real Madrid. Any result other than a defeat will be a positive one.
I think the way things are going at the moment, Madrid will say, yeah, draw's a good result now. At half-time, I think they'll have been disappointed to be going in drawing. Now, to be honest, if you're trailing with 10 minutes to go, you take the point, don't you? Especially if it leaves you 6 points ahead.
Well, Real Madrid significantly advanced there after Ramos had picked the ball up, thrown it to Marcelo, who was further forward than him. was right by the referee's assistant. Here's Iniesta. Plays it through to Messi. Here's Leo Messi scoring the Clásico. He misses. Dragging the ball wide with his left foot.
Well, if they don't win this, Barca, they've had the chances to do so. As we say, Neymar hit over in 68, Iniesta in the side netting in 69. Neymar had his shot blocked on 70 minutes, and now Messi, the sort of chance you'd have expected him to take. That's 4 good chances in 12 minutes.
The pass from Iniesta is a thing of beauty.
I know we're seeing there only 2 shots from Messi and 4 from Ronaldo, but I think Messi's contribution to Barca has been absolutely vital today. He's really made things tick over in the middle of the park.
The referee calls play back. Free kick. Off a foul committed by Andres Iniesta, it seems. And the ball is back in play as we go high above the Camp Nou, all the way up to the moon.
Just gives you something else, doesn't it? Just taking 2 players out there, Iniesta.
Well, here at the Camp Nou, all the stars are on the pitch, bar Gareth Bale, whose inclusion in this game would have been a game changer, you feel?
Would have made a big difference. Oh, there's somebody in the stands with a whistle, isn't there? It's really rather off-putting. I don't know if the players can hear it.
Here's Modric. Asensio. Taken down by the challenge from Sergio Busquets. Yellow card.
3rd Barca player booked today, along with Neymar and Suarez. Might just get there, but then he makes sure, doesn't he, that Asensio isn't going to get there and raises his foot, and so he gets the ball, but he then takes out the player. So I think that's a fair decision.
Going to be Modric to take the free kick. Plays it into the box where Ronaldo might have been held back there. Marcelo gets his head to the ball, tangling with Iniesta. It's out for a goal kick. Marcelo would judge to have got the last touch on that. Ronaldo not in. Iniesta has Messi available in the middle.
Oof. Once again, another player slipping Ronaldo on this occasion.
Brought down by Carvajal. Time running out for Real Madrid. Casemiro to Modric. Carvajal clips one in, Ter Stegen decides not to come for it.
I think that should have been what the keeper could have gone for.
There's Suarez, who goes down very softly there.
Gets a bit of a hand in his face though from Casemiro.
Barca will be trying to run down the clock however they can. You see the space created by Iniesta with that fake pass, and then look at this pass through the 2 lines.
Maybe he could have hit it a bit earlier there, Messi.
Oh, he had another substitution. Diaz has come on. Let's see who the player is who went off. It is Kovacic.
Well, let's see what Mariano Diaz can do.
there was a game to make an instant impact. Clasico's the one to do it in.
Oh, just for a moment there, he just found space as well.
It's Ronaldo.
They scored 3 goals against Cultural Leon in the Copa del Rey on Wednesday. 23 years old, actually born in Barcelona.
Well, headed over the top. Sergio Ramos, the emergency forward.
Well, he's doing what Piqué normally is. Marcel Mariano, just let you know a little bit about him. 23 years old, Dominican Republican nationality, actually born in Barcelona, 1.80 m. Last season saw him score 27 goals for the Real Madrid B side. Tell you what, he puts himself about a bit. He also managed to get 13 yellow cards.
It's Neymar who's taken off for Denis Suarez for the final 3 minutes of this, the first Clásico of the season. Not one of Neymar's greatest games.
Could have sealed it, couldn't he? But even so, without being at his best, he puts over the free kick, which Suarez scored from, and could so easily have sealed it with that. Well, he's had 2 chances, hasn't he, that were blocked by Keylor Navas.
Got back by Carvajal to Varane. Marcelo to Marcos Asensio. Just a couple of minutes to go in the Clásico. Maybe it hasn't been the most high quality in terms of individual showings or team showings, but these 3 points, if Barca are able to get them, will be vital for the shape of the league. There's Marcelo taking on Denis Suarez. Puts one across to the back post. Ronaldo's headed down. It comes off Jordi Alba and goes out for a corner.
No, I don't think it's a corner. Oh, hang on. Yes, it is. For 1 minute, I thought the linesman had given something there. Space there at the far post. Should he? Doesn't get contact on it, does he? Doesn't really get the contact he's looking for. I don't think he's fully fit. You know, that hamstring we saw. I think a fit Ronaldo would have scored that.
Falls for Marcelo. He tries to turn. Challenge comes in from Mascherano. Referee quite happy with it. Not happy with that one though from Arda Turan. Beats the ankles of Marcelo. Yellow card is shown.
A few nerves.
Oh, yellow card is for Mascherano, it seems. As expected, Ramos is forward. So many vital headers from him. Lucas Vázquez being rugby tackled by Arda Turan.
Got to be careful as a defender when the referees. Got to be careful when you got. We'll cut your throat sort of gesture was that there from Arda Turan.
I think he was complaining about maybe a grab of the throat by Lucas Vázquez.
As opposed to like, I'll get you by the throat.
Neymar being iced up. Ball comes in, it's Ramos! It's the equaliser for Real Madrid in the dying moments of the game. Ramos does it again. Real Madrid are level. It's smash and grab from Real Madrid. Barca 1, Real Madrid 1. Ramos flying high with the goal.
Well, Barca have had chances to win the game, haven't they? That's a great delivery into the penalty area, and well, it's not the first late goal that Ramos has scored, is it?
Well, he's made a name for it.
Let's have a look.
Always the target man.
No offside.
Played on by Sergio Roberto.
Once again, but look at that. It's not just Ramos, there's Varane. And also Mariano in there. There's 3 players. Look, totally unmarked in the penalty area. What sort of defending is that? I think it's a great delivery. Mascherano slips, but even if he goes in there, it's still 3 against 1 in there. That is poor from Barcelona. It's very, very good delivery though for the free kick.
Oh, Sergio Ramos popping up with another late show. He's the emergency option for Real Madrid, and he's proven so successful for them in games past. One of the best headers of the ball in world football. Does it again on the biggest stage in the Clásico. But it's not over yet. Still a couple of minutes of stoppage time to go. Here's Vasquez. Clips one forward, trying to find Asensio. Ronaldo tangles with, it looks like, Jordi Alba. Ronaldo down.
So unstoppable for Stegen, eh? It's a powerful header, close range. He does really well to even get a hand on it.
Well, he's the one player that you don't want to leave alone for that kind of header, and that's just what Barca did. Mascherano was scrambling and stumbling, but always a step behind Ramos.
But I think it wasn't just Ramos in there. There was Varane in there, and Mariano was also in there. So you know, there's a couple of questions might want to be asked when Luis Enrique puts on the post-match video in tomorrow's training session.
Barca have a free kick now in a very similar spot. Could there be one final twist in the tail of this, the first Clásico of the season? It will be taken by Denis Suarez. Suarez sends it over. Keylor Navas makes the punch out. It's hit back towards goal. It's going to have to be cleared off the line by Casemiro. There's still a scramble, but Madrid get the ball away with what will be one of the final kicks of the match.
That's not a good ball in there. Madrid move.
The ball rubbed away here. Real Madrid with the opportunity on the counter. It's Mariano going forward to make himself a hero. Held back maybe by Busquets as the Clásico is brought to an end. Honours shared at the Camp Nou. Barcelona out in front, and then the equaliser by Sergio Ramos. Barca with the chance to nick it back late on. It's an outstanding clearance from Casemiro.
Well, I mean, you've got to make it. You've got to make it, but it's 3 points as well. That's a point saved. Strange game to judge, isn't it? Madrid, I think, were the best side in the first half. Barcelona, the best side in the second half. Had chances to have killed the game off. But the old saying, if you don't kill your rivals off, especially if it's a side like Real Madrid, you end up paying for it. So you can make an argument that draws a fair point. I think at half-time, Madrid will have been disappointed with the draw. I think maybe at the end, Barcelona are going to be more disappointed with the draw.
Well, a point added to the totals of both sides, but Real Madrid retain their lead of 6 points over Barca in the standings. It's mission accomplished for Real Madrid. Barca will feel that this is a chance that has gone begging. Honours even at the Camp Nou. It's ended. Football Club Barcelona 1, Real Madrid 1.
Una lástima que se escapen los 2 puntos.
When my opponents act like lions in the ring, I prepare myself to be the ringmaster.
With every fall, I fly higher.
If everyone thinks you can't do it, then you must do it.
Because to defy limits, you need to push them.
Godrej Air Twist Gel consistently gives out the same amount of fragrance from day 1 to day 60. It's just a clever piece of gel technology. Godrej Air Twist Gel. Consistent and spill-proof too. Godrej Air Home and Car Fragrances.
60-day fragrance of gel now in AirClick. Just insert and click.